What's hiding underneath things can be scary. Underwater, under your bed, especially what's under your carpet. Except when you get new carpet from Carpet One Floor and Home. After tearing up your old carpet, they'll vacuum and apply Health Annex antimicrobial to your subfloor, disinfecting and killing mold, mildew, and any remaining general awfulness. Carpet One Floor and Home goes the extra mile to protect you, your family, and your home. Carpet One Floor and Home in Columbia, making your home beautiful, guaranteed.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, May the 30th. I want to introduce you to John Scalise, first time on our show. But good to meet you, John.
Very good to meet you.
You were born and raised here in Columbia, Missouri, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and now you're with Job Point. You've been with Job Point how long?
Almost 9 years.
And for people who may not be familiar, explain what Job Point is, and then we'll talk about what you do.
So Job Point's been around since 1965, and our primary focus is to help people get jobs and keep jobs. Mm-hmm. Some of our programs are trades programs like heavy highway construction, intermediate construction trades where we teach people to build houses, CNA classes, office technology. So those are all certification programs, and then we help you get a job afterwards. My department's rehab services, so we help people with disabilities get jobs and keep jobs.
How many people would you say that Job Point has intervened for to get to help them find a job?
Since 1965, that's a hard number to come up with. I think last year there were 435 people that went through our program. And the nice thing is once we've helped you, if something happens, you can come right back and you have somebody to talk to about employment.
About it, yeah, okay.
And we do youth build program as well for 16 to 24-year-olds to help them get their high set, which is the new GED, and then help them get job skills and then, of course, jobs or trade programs.
So are most of the people that you're working with, have they graduated from high school or not graduated from high school?
It's a wide variety. My department, everybody... To be eligible, you have to have a diagnosis, some sort of disability, physical health, mental health. But with the other programs, you could have various life challenges or just an interest in getting a job that changes your life. Youth Build, of course, is for people who didn't graduate, and so we help them get their GED, which is the high set now.
So what exactly do you do then?
So I'm the Director of Rehabilitation Services. And I oversee the rehab services with people with disabilities, helping them get jobs and keep jobs. And I do the employer network, which is the ticket to work. So I help people who have SSI and SSDI understand how earned income impacts their Social Security check.
Right, because you can only make a certain amount before your benefits then would be reduced. Is that right?
Yeah, and some... There's a lot of myths out there, and it's really difficult for people to understand some of the opportunities that come with that, because there are work incentives, kind of like taxes, where certain things means that your income is counted differently. And understanding, instead of, a lot of times people think they're going to lose something, and it may be that the cash benefits are just on hold because you're earning so much money. And
actually, it's better if you're earning the money instead of taking the money from the government.
Well, and it gives you more opportunity. And sometimes I talk to people about not losing something, but trading it. So if you're getting $900 a month and you could trade it in for $3,000 a month of income, the healthcare piece is really tricky to lose. And if you have SSI, so, there's different rules for SSI, which is supplemental security income. And there's SSDI, which is Social Security Disability Income.
So there's a whole web that you have to work through, and that's what you're helping folks with.
Right.
If people want, and thank you for that. If people want more information, where do they go to find out?
You can just walk in the front door of Job Point.
And you're located where?
400 Wilkes Boulevard, right behind Hickman High School.
Okay.
Certainly, you can come to our website, and there's a spot where you can fill out something, and an email will come to me, and I'll follow up with you. Or you can call.
And that's 573-474-8560. Thank you, John, for coming by. It's a pleasure having you here.
Thanks for having me.
Continued success.
I appreciate it.
All right, now I want to introduce you to a guy who's been around here for a long time, Kevin Walsh. Good to have you here, Kevin.
It's so good to see you, Paul. Thank you. And just let me start off by saying thank you and congratulations for being, the arbiter of taste and culture here in Columbia ever since I moved here in 1975. You were going strong then and still going strong now.
Thank you. Now, you're here to tell us about a very special screening that's going on at the State Historical Society, right?
This is a documentary about the Ozark Music Festival, which took place July 9th and 10th in 1974.
Yeah.
It was 1 year before I moved here, but it's immediately after moving here, and I was writing about music for Maneater, so I was involved with a lot of music musicians, I'd start hearing about this festival. Eventually, I working at the record store for many years, I realized that this festival was an important event in a lot of people's lives in this state.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a turning point for them. It is part of their origin story. And it's like a lot of significant musical events. We were just talking about that. They stick in the memory.
It takes you back. When you hear music from years ago, it takes you back to that time period.
Now, this festival had a bad reputation because it was shut down by the state police because of a lack of infrastructure, basically, on Sedalia's part. They were a little overwhelmed by a crowd of the estimates range from 150,000 on the low end to 300,000 if you counted all the people that were sleeping on the rest stops on 70. They had to shut down 70. A lot of the police reports on this are still redacted and not out, as far as the crackdown on it. The festival was supposed to last 3 days. They arranged for it, and they realized after the first day
and
that
Wolfman Jack was there.
Wolfman Jack and Midnight Special were actually one of the sponsors of the show, and he emceed the entire proceedings, which lasted about a day and a half. There were some great bands playing there. I mean, Leonard Skinner, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Bob Seger, the Eagles, Joe Walsh, Aerosmith, America, Earl Scruggs all played. And then not that were scheduled but couldn't get in because of the highway, Springsteen, the Starship, Electric Flag. Also, Trip Hammer played there, the only Missouri band to play there. And it's a local band. That's Bannister Tarleton's Trip Hammer. Bannister will be present at the screenings.
Yeah.
These screenings will be at 2:30 and 6:30 on June 9th, Friday, at the State Historical Society of Missouri. In between the two screenings, we're going to have music in the parking lot, Pat Kay, Emma Burney, and Ben Miller, who is kind of the Ozarks version of Pat Kay. So it should be a really good time. Food trucks, etc. Of course, Jeff will be there, Eugene, the director, to answer questions, etc. Bannister Tarleton, who was there, will be stopping by too. A lot of people have already been in touch who have memorabilia. There's a lot of tickets to this floating around, Paul, like really pristine tickets. You know why?
Why?
Well, because they stopped taking tickets after about an hour. The gates were all crashed down. It was a free festival after that.
Wow. So if you want to see the documentary on this, it'll be at the State Historical Society on what day?
It's June 9th at Friday at 2:30 and at 6:30. Two screenings in between. We'll have Pat Kay, Emma Burney, and Ben Miller in the parking lot. It should be a really great time. I can't tell you how much this festival...
I hope you have a turnaway crowd for this.
I hope they don't shut down 70.
All right. Kevin Walsh, it's a pleasure seeing you. I haven't seen you for a while. Good seeing you again.
It's a thrill, and you look great, Paul.
So you
look
so
good.
do you. All right.
You agree?
We're out of time for today. Drop me an email, pepperpmissouri.edu. Bye-bye.